Beautiful beings of light, welcome. This channel is all about your freedom, your liberation. Liberation from what? Liberation from your ego, liberation from the archons, the demons, and the reptiles, and their propaganda. Liberation from those chains that are around you, that you have wrapped yourself in with. Beautiful souls. My teachings, my coachings as an awareness coach and a healer at the same time, spiritual healer at the same time, is not only limited to one thing, to one direction, to one focus. It is about your whole well-being as a being, as a person, as a soul, for that matter. I will accompany you on your journey to self-liberation, means awakening. You can call it whatever you want. If you are destined to reach enlightenment in this time, you can call it that way. If you were just meant to be awakened and to be aware of yourself and it's what's going on around you, you can call it whatever you want to call it. So now, there are a lot of gurus, spiritual teachers, that are holding seminars, workshops, satsang, to help you on your journey to your enlightenment. Most of them, they're focusing on you asking yourself a question: who am I? That, in fact, in itself, it's not bad. In fact, it is not bad, it is good. It depends on who is asking this question. Who is this one who says, who am I? Because they said self-inquiry, you inquire by asking yourself this question: who am I? That's a good question if this question is coming from the right place. If the one who's asking this question is the self, not the ego, not the person. You got me? You feel me? Depending on who is asking this question, that's also the answer and the result you're going to be getting. If the ego is asking, who am I? The ego will answer, who am I? Do you understand what I mean? If now I ask you, who are you? And they call you John, you will not be answering, I'm Mary, or I'm Magdalena. You will be saying, I'm John, right? So, exactly, if the one asking, who am I, is this question is coming from the place of the ego, the place of the me, then also the me will respond to that question and answer you. That's where the trick comes in. That's where most people, they run to those satsang, to those workshops, and whatever they call it, the retreats. They come back. Well, they come back refreshed, because it's always good to bathe in an energy of the collective. And especially if you are more souls on the same spiritual journey, seeking for the same thing, having the same goals in common. So this collective energy together, it is very magnificent. It is infecting you. You feel right, you feel I'm good, or I'm on the right path of awakening. I felt the connection with the higher dimensions, because the higher frequency, because your energy, your frequency, and your frequency, 300 people together, 20 people together, whatever, combine, it's an enormous energy that you are feeling there, my friend. It's a high frequency you're feeling there, my friend. It's like 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 1 is 4, and 4, 4, and 4, and then you have 100. That is an enormous amount of number, right? That's the same with the frequency. That's the same with the energy. So you go to this satsang, and then you come back, you feel refreshed, you feel clear. And then after a few days at home, you ask yourself, what's going on? What's going on? I don't feel that energy anymore. In fact, I don't feel the connection to the self anymore. I don't feel the connection to whatever I felt when I left the satsang. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? The truth, the naked truth is you never really felt it in here with your heart. You felt it with your, let me say, with the me. The me felt that. The me felt that oneness, not oneness, togetherness, and that elevated energy, high energy of the collective of those 45, 50, 20 people. And now you are at home in your own space, in your own energy. You are being introduced back to yourself and to your own energy. Deal with it. And then the confusion starts. Then you run for another workshop, another workshop, another workshop, another workshop. Right? I know that most spiritual seekers, this is what they are destined to experience as they're seeking, as they're seeking. So the question is this: who am I? This self-inquiry question that most spiritual teachers are encouraging you as the means to get busy with, as the means of you realizing yourself. If the self is the one asking this question, so then we reckon that the self will also answer this question, and the seeking and the searching ends there, right? So, but the question, the self, if the self come up on the surface to ask this question, then there's no need for the self to ask these questions. If the self come up and push away the ego out of the way and come up to be heard, to ask these questions and to be heard in order to receive an answer, that means that the self, already, when the self comes already on that surface and push away the ego and come here on the surface, there's no need for that question too, because the self knows already. So most of the time, these questions is being asked from the place of ego, not from the place of self. And the ego is not the one who is being liberated here, but the self. The ego is not the one we are trying to find and to realize here. We're trying to find and realize ourselves, our true nature, and the connection with the source, with the oneness of the soul, with the source. So that's why you get in a spiral and you never get anywhere, because you are asking the wrong question from the wrong place. Ask yourself, how many people really got enlightened or got really awake, for that matter, however you want to call it, who have been at this satsang and these spiritual retreats and asking this question and getting busy with this self-inquiry method? How many people, how many of you have really realized themselves permanently, and never left that state again, and never had to search again and then end the search? So because self-realization is the means of ending the search, and the need for validation from am I the self now, or is it the ego? Who is it now? Is it, when the self is there and realize itself and come up on the surface and take on the driving seat, you don't ask these questions anymore. There's no need for you to ask these questions anymore. You come home, you have arrived home, you've arrived at your destination. There's no destination anymore to follow. There's no agenda. There's no more agenda to follow, for that matter. So ask yourself. My method is quite simple. Don't ask yourself this. Don't get busy with the enlightenment trap. Don't get busy with that. Don't get busy with awakening. Don't get busy with just be. Just be. Now, what do you mean that just be? I will talk about it in the next video. But for now, just relax in the bosom of your Creator and just be. Stay in love, stay in light, and keep that light of you ever shining, ever brighter. It is very precious.